Okay. Okay, it is October 7th, 2025, and today is the initial training 1.0 on DNA and the basal ganglia technique. They're two separate techniques, but it is imperative. Well, I don't know, maybe you won't fall over dead, but you need to do the D to get the best and not to mess up stuff. You need to do the DNA when you do the symmetry, when you do the, sorry, you need to do it when you do the basal ganglia. You also do it when you do something that's called the right hand spin, not the spin, but the right hand spin technique, which Dawn isn't doing anymore. Anyway, it's kind of working with entities and things like that, and he just doesn't teach it anymore because he feels that there's risk of using it in a harmful manner. Okay, so forget that I said any of that. It's a secret. Okay, now, so and I think we do it when we say yes. There's Jan. Okay, so today we're talking about DNA as the technique, which you can do separately, but you must always do it with the basal ganglia. Now, I want to say up front before I forget. So I always offer a practice session at least, or let's call it a review session. And if you guys said to me a month from now, hey, can we get together for one session and just practice or get some questions answered? I mean, if you're coming to the key thing and it's not all new people, we have time, we can always talk about stuff. But so I'd like to suggest that next Tuesday, if you can, we will do a review session. Okay, and so what I'd like you to do is to bring, if you sent me a little note, it would be better just the night before and say, okay, really like, I have a couple of questions on this technique, or I really like to practice this technique. And sometimes everybody picks the same one or two, and then we just practice it. Okay, and answer any questions so that you're ready to go on to the next level. I think one or two of you was going on to the advanced 2.0, I think. So that starts the following Tuesday. So we're just sticking to the plan. And anybody that if you know anybody who might be interested in taking this series, the initial series, let them know there's one posted in the website for November 3rd. Would be for anybody that wants to go through this same training. Okay, got rid of all of that. So who had any exciting experience with your heart and or your digestive technique from last week? Okay. Anybody?
I'll share something. I had to take all my keys off, integrate. So that's what I've been doing. Just integrating. It was guided to, I didn't have to wear them, take them off. And I did. But it's, the integration part and taking it easy, watching, taking care of my body.
Awesome. Okay. I'm also going to put it out there that if anyone here is interested in checking out the Sunday research session, I guess that would be Jan or Rosemary or Shelley. Dawn has said that if anybody wants to, because you've been in the classes and stuff and you're a little more used to the torsion, it's been an interesting journey and we've been doing it for about 4 or 5 weeks. And what he does is you may have seen him show you the big key, right? And so of all of the 4 keys, He has four, the big ones, and I mean, they're huge. They're, you know, like this big, right? And two hands plus two hands fit in there. So, and they're very powerful. They're the same designs, same everything. They're just bigger magnet, bigger energy. And so he's been, him and Maru have been doing their sessions. And then a couple of us have been going in and doing it. And it's, if you have time on Sunday and you want to try it, you don't have to stick to it. The only thing we ask is that if you do want to come and be in the research, in there, check it out, that that you can come. And if you decide not to, that's fine. But if you do join, we want you to give us feedback because
What time?
it's 8:30 on Sunday mornings.
8:30 your time, so that's 10:30 a.m.
Yes, it would be 10:30 for you guys and 9:30 for somebody else in Central.
9:30 Central.
Yeah, and 10:30 Eastern. So all you have to do is let me know, text me, and then I will have to send you a different link. Because we only have two links now. The one that we're using now is going to also be used for Wednesday's keys and so on, and the Wednesday key, etc. Anything to do with training, other than the research is the research and our management meetings are a different number. So think about it. You don't have to decide right now. Okay. Well, that's interesting, but we've all come, I know I have come on a point where I need to remove the keys. And now everybody, I don't know, I'm going to announce it here for the first time. Ta-da! We have a 741 key that Darlis has in her hands. And so whoever she has the ability to send them out to people. I don't know if Judith has ordered any, and they just arrived in Florida, and from there, like I have 432s all over the place. I have too many at the moment, considering I'm going to Mexico. But I just ordered 5 40.5s, 528s, and 5 741s for the people I know that will want any one of those. So they're available. You don't have to rush off and get it, but it's just there. It is a different frequency, and it brings, I think, a bit more harmony and coherence into things. And if you want to read about it, I'm going to try to post something this week in the WhatsApp groups, but you can go to the website, to the resources page, to the frequencies. I think there's two, because I changed something last night, but wasn't able to go in today and modify something. But the frequencies for the key in the bottle, that one, and you can read down and you can review all what they're all for at the same time. But the 741 is in there. Okay, so just leaving that with you. Okay, that's it. Let's rock and roll. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got some people with glasses. So I'm going to do this now because everybody's got glasses. So I don't know when you last cleared your glasses, but I bet it wasn't this morning. So now before you take them off, I want you to take a breath in, blow it out. And while you're doing that, gently feel the glasses on your face. This morning, Patty and I, we rated them. Okay, we said, okay, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, at 10 being very heavy, how do my glasses, give me a number. Okay, so think about them on your face, feel them, whether they're heavy or light, but get a number on as to how heavy. So if it's a 10, that's heavy. If it's a 4, it's not so heavy, but we still need to clear them. Okay, you got a number? Okay, so you get that number. Now you take them off. And You hold them on the temples. You concentrate on the glasses, just like you're pinpointing a cell. You take a full breath in and blow them out. Now go back and just sense them again. You could ask yourself, are they done? I'm picking up that nobody's cleared them, but so take another, concentrate, focus. Take another full breath in and release all the crap we've picked up over the last week or a couple days. Okay. When you're ready and you know it's gone, take them, put them back on. Now ask yourself, body, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being very heavy, give me a number of where we are now. Okay. So this was different today. It's a little fun. Okay. So anybody get anything? What'd you get, Jan?
I started with the 5. These are readers, so I just use them to see you guys. Other than that, I don't really need them. But they did feel like a 5 on my face, and then after I cleared them, I barely felt them at all. They're like a 2.
Awesome. Christy?
That's actually the same numbers for me too.
Okay. Rosemary? Oh, for some reason I can't hear you. You might have to turn up your volume or check if your speaker's on. No, still not. Shelley, did you feel a difference?
No, I started with a 4 and then I felt it the same way.
Okay. Okay. Try it in a couple of days and just see. Okay, and take a
Okay,
look. You might just need to take a little more time. Okay.
okay.
How about you, Anne?
Started with a 6 and went to a 2.
Okay. Okay, and I was an 8. Ooh.
Wow.
And that can be because I did them this morning. Yeah, I don't know what the heck I've been doing since this morning. Picking up stuff. Okay, so Rosemary, can I hear you now?
From an 8, I don't know
Okay.
what's going on, from an 8 to a 2.
Bonus. Okay, so this is important, right? So we're just a reminder from way back when, learning about adapting our cell phones or clearing items. Our glasses are important. They sit around our optic nerve, right? This stuff we pick up walking down the street, being in a room full of people on a retreat, could be anything, going to the office, working on your clients. And so just once in a while, you should just stop and think and do it. It's also, if you wear regular jewelry. The other day, Don told me that he felt my watch was interfering with my belief system
Wow.
because I was using it because I was for probably the last, I don't know, many years, 10 years. Because I had some aches and pains at different times. They're no longer here, by the way. But so what happened is I didn't have a way to figure out it's like if I do too much, too many days in a row, I'm going to have a reaction. If I do the same thing, but not every day in a row, I don't have a reaction. When I have a reaction, it becomes a flare up, and that flare up, I don't know what created it. So a lot of times it's possibly not that I did too much. It was possibly that I didn't get any sleep because I was in discomfort. Okay. So I would look at it and be able to tell very quickly that I just didn't sleep for 5 days. Okay. Or limited sleep, like 4 hours sleep. And then my body said, "Ooh." Anyway, now I listen to 432 frequency and I sleep a lot better. In any case, so it's just having that awareness. Okay, enough about that. Let's get right into the nitty gritty here. And I want to pull that up just so I can see. Just so I don't miss a part. Okay. And okay, so you've all read the DNA activation. I'm going to assume that. And here we do things a little different in the DNA because we're doing the right hand spin. So I want you to think of being inside, right? And that spin is going around. If you think outside, you're thinking of it, say, going over your left shoulder all the way around, right? Or counterclockwise or left. When we first started, we would say left or right, and Don would correct us. And we can't say counterclockwise or clockwise. Well, so one way, and this one, it's that way. And you could think of your column. Think of your column or your cylinder running through that, down through your 8th chakra, your crown chakra, and all the way down to your root chakra. We're only going to concentrate on the crown and the pineal, the reptilian brain, the heart, and the root. Okay. But if there's something else along that channel, we're going to release it as well. So now we're going to ask the question. Body on a scale of 1 to 10. How does my chakra system, specifically my pineal, heart, root, reptilian brain, how does it feel on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being fabulous. Switching it up to mess your minds, okay? So get a number, ask how you're feeling with this. And then write it down. And now, so we're going to spin one way and we're going to start just above the crown at the 8th chakra. Okay, spinning, spinning, spinning to the left. Spinning, spinning, spinning. So think up here, you're spinning, 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 spinning to the left, around, around that column that's sitting in there. Once we get that spin going, it's just going to continue. So spinning from the 8th chakra to the crown, and now sense, feel if there's resistance. Okay, Shelley, if you want, you can just imagine it in your mind that that's spinning up there, okay? So spinning, spinning, spinning. Concentrate on that section on the crown chakra. Now take a full breath in and blow it out. Okay, continuing. We're not stopping the spin. We're just spinning, spinning. We're going to check in there, see if there's any more resistance. When you do this on your first practice, hopefully you'll have to take some time and just stay there and really, really check in. Spinning, 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 spinning. You can, if you've had a shift and you're done, just keep spinning there as we wait for everybody. And if you feel it's still there, there's still that resistance there, of course, increase your spin. Not one way, spinning, 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 spinning. And take a deep breath and blow it out. Let it go. Okay. I think we're all good. If you feel there's still some residual, take another breath and blow it out. Okay, and now we're going to keep spinning, and we're spinning, spinning, spinning right through here and down through here to the pineal. Concentrate on that pineal. And you know where this is, because we do this in the rotor-rooter. And why do we do this one? Because it's important. Or I should say, because if we so that's the one like this, right? So this is just straight doing the one spin, the one way. And the pineal is very important. If it gets crystallized, there's an article in the resource section. It's a very brief, but I had done some research when I was writing out this section. And I'm still spinning here. And it said that there is some they need way more research, but they believe that the crystallization on the pineal gland is one of the reasons for Alzheimer's and also for Parkinson's, especially late onset Parkinson's. So I don't know about you, but hey, let's work that pineal gland. Okay. So, okay, concentrate once more on it. Check in for any resistance. Then blow out. Okay, that's one more time. We're good. Take another breath if you need to, as we move down to the reptilian brain, right? So back here. So spinning, spinning, spinning that one way. Spinning, spinning, spinning to the left. Increasing speed and force, concentrating on the reptilian brain. Oh, okay. Spinning, 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 spinning. Stay there, concentrate it, pinpoint it. Spinning, 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 spinning. See if you've got one more. If you still feel some resistance, you can blow out again while we're spinning down to the heart section. Okay, so we're now at the heart. I think it talks in there about 3 volts versus 0.75 of our brain and how much stronger it is as a generator. So things are kicking up here. Okay, spinning, spinning, spinning at the heart. Feel that area, feel it. Take a breath and blow it out. Concentrating on the heart, there may be more than one here. I usually like to try and concentrate on the heart for 3 times when I'm doing this myself. If you remind me, and we have time at the end, I want to do my version of energetic hands on the heart. Okay. And now we're moving all the way down. You may find something you might feel some resistance on their way down to the root chakra. Spinning, spinning, spinning. So it's spinning all the way through that cylinder, spinning, spinning. Concentrate on the root chakra now. Increasing speed and force. Take a breath, blow it out. Oh, and I yawn. Oh my goodness. Maybe we haven't been totally grounded today. So this kind of mini chakra balance at the same time in a way, right? Okay. Take one more connection there. See if there's anything. And now that this is spinning all the way down that one way, we're going to do a sine wave. Now, sine waves are this way, you know, that's how they supposedly look, but we got to do things different here. So we're going to have it run vertically, okay? And it runs in different magnitude and speed, but basically you're seeing this sine wave coming from the top above the crown, down, 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 down through to the root chakra. And because we got that spin going, it's going to spin. And if Don was here, he'd tell us the scientific part of it. That everything that goes down has to go somewhere else and it goes back up. And what that does is that creates that double helix DNA strand. Okay. So we started at the top and we came down, and that one is now running. Now we want to do one from the bottom, that sine wave, and bring it up and spin it that one way. And when it gets to the top, it's going to bounce down and create another double helix, right? And now we've got 2 of them. So they're doing their thing. Somebody said they had to think of it as like 2 elevators. Meanwhile, in this spinning environment, that's spinning one way. So just be in there. You can be in there for a second, and you could even scan it if you like. Just feel if there's any resistance. Take a deep breath, blow it out. And now what I want you to do, while that's still running and it's all there, I want you to take and expand this column a little up and out, inside your body. Okay, down from the root chakra to the crown. Now I want you to also think of that running, and think of this area outside our body, just outside of that cylinder, and see, you could use your hand, you could just sense it, but you could, I'm gonna say you could think of it, that body as like a sphere, and you want to check in and see if there's any. We'll learn this a little bit more in the next level classes, but just check and like take your hands and kind of maybe think of them as being 360. You don't have to move them 360, and just feel if there's something, let's say here. Take it in a deep breath. Because we have resistances outside our body as well as inside our body, right? Energetic resistance. Could be a cord, but doesn't have to be a cord. It just could be an energy, okay? And then you would just do that. And down, see if there's any. But we'll get into that a little bit later, but you can check that. If you still have something going on, you can check outside your body with any of our stuff, okay? Now, ask your body on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being fabulous. How do you feel? What's the number right now? If anybody wants to share, you can.
I went from a 4 to a 9.
Okay, I was at a 7 because I did this one already this morning. And I'm back to a 9 where it was when I was finished. Anybody else?
I went from a 4 to a 5.
Okay,
I went from a 4 to an 8.
wonderful.
4
I
to a
went-
7.
I went from like a 6 to a 7 or 8.
Great. Chrissy,
4 to a 7.
4 to a 7. Great. Okay. So we can check in now with the basal ganglia and ask if we want to. We could just take the number we've got right now. Either way, you decide. Because the basal ganglia is a very important part of our system. Okay, and went into way kinds of things. And where Don came up with this one was because he saw a podcaster video with Lex Freeman and Dr. Gary Nolan. And Dr. Gary Nolan was explaining how he had been hired by federal government, to study people who had been abducted or believed they had seen or been abducted by aliens. And these people all had a minute change in the basal ganglia. Okay. And so they tested just regular people, and it was like 2 or 3 people out of 300, but the percentage was extremely higher in these people that had believed that they'd had these abductions. And it activated something. It happened in that environment that activated this in their brain. And so what it says here really is that this technique works at a higher level of torsion and balancing, And with practice will increase your level of awareness, allowing the relaxation response to kick into action, causing full breathing and releases automatically. Okay. And now if you wanted to go in and read and read all about the basal ganglia, it's one of the ones that are on both sides. Okay. And if you saw the picture way down at the bottom of this section, it really diagrams where they are. And then there's all these parts of the basal ganglia, including the cadet and the something nigra and all of this. I don't remember it all, but we spent a few months researching into this. So it has a lot to do with everything in this computer here. Okay. And our body and our systems, because it's interwoven. It's part of that limbic system that we talked about before, right? So without going technical, that's what it is. So now here, we're going to be doing something fun again. And what it is we're going to be spinning torsion. We're going to be doing full torsion, but first we're going to just play with one way and then the other. And because we're working on this part, because the DNA comes right around here and meets the reptilian brain down at the end here. So what happens is it has one on each side, which is important. And so we're going to run the one way. We're going to run from the back around to the front. Okay, we're going to spin from the back to the front, spinning, 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 increasing speed and force. Spinning, 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 spinning. I don't want to have to be too distracting. So just be bringing that spin around. Spinning, spinning, spinning. Feel it, spinning, 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 concentrating on those two basal ganglia right there, spinning, spinning, spinning. Feeling for any resistance. If you find a point of resistance, you're going to focus on it, right? And then you're going to take a full breath and help it move along. So we don't stop spinning front to back, front to back, front to back. Or sorry, back to front, I mean, back to front. Spinning, 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 spinning. Concentrate. If you don't feel it, just concentrate on it. Take a deep breath, blow it out. So this one is, you're going to maybe feel it a little different. So if it might take a little practice to really feel, but some of you, that's not a problem. Okay. So now we're going to go the other way. So we're going to go from the front to the back. And we're just going to do that now. Just feel that. See how different it feels. So we're spinning front to back, front to back. So this would be the in, right? This would be the in, or the left spin. Spinning, spinning, spinning. Spinning, 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 spinning. Left, back, front to back, front to back. Concentrating on that basal ganglia on either side. Now, I didn't feel a difference this time. We're going to continue. We're going to do full torsion in a second. But what I did this morning, I felt one way. Patty actually said she felt this way, that it was actually kind of pushing her back a bit. And I felt kind of the opposite. I didn't feel my body coming forward, but I thought when I was doing the back to the front, that was stronger or a little more intense. Okay. So when you're practicing this week, be in awareness to see if it's different. So do this little part separate. Okay. As we're training our system. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to spin from the back, get that going. And then we're going to add the front to the back, back to the front. We're spinning both ways equally and simultaneously, concentrating on the basal ganglia. Spinning back, front, equal, simultaneous, full torsion. Just see it happening. Okay. Feel it, feel it, feel it. It's working. You're spinning both to the front and to the back along the sides there now. Take a full breath, blow it out. Now just be, so now what we're going to do in the manual, Dawn used to talk about layers because there is so many kind of layers that make up part of that basal ganglia. And so you can think of it as like, this is the one side and this is the other side. And in there, there's layers, that cadet and that negra and all that kind of thing. For me, what I want you to do is think of those two, one's here and one's here. Think of the sphere, just think of the sphere like we've practiced. And now we are here. And the sphere is a 360 sphere. It doesn't have to be, it can be round if you wanted. But now what we're doing is we're just going to take our energy. And for me, if I visualize my head here, right, Cece, and I can just take that energy and scan through that basal ganglia, right? Whether it's at the back or the front, I'm trusting that if I'm moving it this way, it's catching all of those components. And just slowly, slowly, slowly scan. You're scanning from sort of like here, you know, to here. And you're just scanning 360. You're in some kind of sci-fi piece of equipment. Let it come down. Now, I used to do it this way, and I'd bring my hand down, and every once in a while I'd get to a certain point and my one finger would drop a bit. I'm exaggerating a little bit right now, but it would drop. And I say, okay, right there. It's like, because it would tell me, that's how it would tell me that it was there. And then I would continue. At one point, I'd say the top half and the bottom half. Okay, and I'd go through the top right, top left section, like I dissect it. Now, you don't have to do that. You can just keep it simple. Trust that energy is doing its work. And you figure out what is the best way for you. If you move you can go into the front or the back. Maybe you'll sense a tingle in your finger. Maybe you'll be like Jan and just let it out, right? And Chrissy, you know. So now let's everybody take a full breath in and blow it out. Feel the shift in our body. Everything. Just feel it. Give it a second or two. Okay. Hey, you can move around a little bit if you feel like it. Now, what I'd like you to do is ask your body on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being woohoo. I want you to find that number and see how different you feel from when we started this one to now. Like my shoulders just dropped.
Nine point seven.
Eh?
9.7.
7. I love it. Ugh.
I did the scanning one on my cat. The look he gave me after I did it to him had me almost cracking up in the middle of the release I was doing. He went like,
Anybody else want to share the difference? If you didn't feel it, that's okay. You just do some practice and you will. Okay, that's with any of these things and it just gets better.
I'm just on overload, too many things in my head.
Yes, that's okay. Okay, especially it's a new one. and you're thinking about all those parts and where, and, and I'm distracting you with my hands or helping you either way. But you don't have to, Shelley, you just use the imagination to,
Oh, I got a good one.
yes, there you go. And as you practice this week, this is one, we use the DNA basal ganglia moving forward. There's an exercise where we do the DNA basal ganglia. Okay, just as kind of like we've done it, it'll be a little quicker and a little whatever, because we've practiced it. And we do that one. And then I can't remember. No, first we do the symmetry key. Then we do the DNA basal ganglia. And we keep both of them running. And then we add the circles. The circles are, they work up here and down from your crown and at your base. And then the last, and you keep all three of them running balanced. And then you take the last part, I separated it into a second piece where we use angles of inclination. And when that happens, then you get different experience, right? And then you do all of those balancing to complete that particular combo. But you feel simply marvelous. So please practice this, because you will be using that in the next level, and if you choose to go that route. So, questions on anything we just did?
I just had a comment that like when we did that, the first spin was, going forward. The second one, we went backwards. I had like a vertigo whoosh, like a whoosh, on my head. Like a head spin, the vertigo. And then, I kind of breathed through that and it kind of cleared. And was interesting is before this call started, that's why I'm wearing my glasses. My eyes started burning. I don't know from what, but my eyes started burning spontaneously from something. It felt like I was having like allergic reaction to something, but it wasn't. I don't know what. Something, I was picking up something and it manifested that way, especially the left eye. So when we did this, and then I feel like almost like I had to pull webbing off. So something came, whatever this is, it came up to the surface and I was able to kind of pull webbing off. So there was something in this area
Were
that
you
moved.
watching the research thing this afternoon?
Yep. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Because Don said he had this experience. I can't even remember, because I can't remember his exact works, but he had an experience with his eyesight.
Yeah, it just my
Definitely.
eyes.
And
Yep,
as soon as you said that, I knew that I guess that you watched it this afternoon from your notes.
I
that
did.
you- But yeah, that's what it is. Partially, that's what it is. And then whatever else, this helped it.
This helped it. Whatever this was, I had
Finish
like
the
a
job.
whoosh. Yeah, it
Yeah.
did. It
His eyesight didn't get worse, trust me.
right,
Okay.
it didn't.
So,
No.
yeah,
It was the tear, like it was washing, clearing
yes,
something and
yeah. And yeah, somebody else mentioned. So
It's interesting, I'm sorry. It's interesting that you're saying that you're pulling webbing, because that's what I see all the time. And when I work with my clients and when I do the rotor-rooter with them, I have them holding my key, and then I tell them the direction that they should watch the rotor-rooter going this way over the leg, while I'm doing the opposite over the leg. And I see like all the gook that is inside, that is lymphedema, and that is all the gook webbing or whatever you call it. I see it getting caught in the wheels that are moving around and removing everything. And it doesn't cease me to surprise me, because the last time I think I gave a testimonial that I did that treatment with one of my clients, well, she came back again today, and the treatment was so much quicker, and the results were a lot quicker that it removed a lot of the stiffness or the give on the fascia. It removed it, and it was a lot more pliable in the same amount of time, you
Wow.
know, that I give the treatment. So I do believe that it does work, that is effective. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they do. The torsion is a wonderful balancing and exciting add to probably anything, any modality that you're doing and working with, right? And for your, you know, for your body and bringing things into balance. If we're in balance, doesn't matter which area, if we're in balance and things are cleared out, we're going to have way more energy and we're going to be more, our body isn't fighting. It's just living. It's just joy.
There was a video that I watched on my searching that this girl was asking Alexa if the body has the capacity to move things. If we, as a body, without doing anything, has the capacity of moving things. And here Alexa is saying, absolutely. Every time you lift a finger or you lift a hand, your body is moving it because it's just a heavy limb and you're moving it and you're doing things to precision. It's moving precision. You're walking and you're doing anything. So here, if you're focusing on rotor or whatever you call it, the movement, you're focusing, you're visualizing. So it is happening.
Yep,
So
because
it does, it is happening.
it's all energy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else have another question or comment that they would like to?
Phyllis, could you do a quick review of the sound wave, of how you were using the sound wave after we did the spin on the DNA portion?
Oh, okay, so the sine wave came down. Picture the DNA strand in your mind, but it starts just like this. Like if you think of a radio wave, it goes like that. So think of it now doing the same thing, but it's up and down, right? Kirch, peaks and valleys. Okay, so it's just doing it vertically. And then what happens, because we're spinning and we're spinning that one way in this particular instance, in the symmetry key, we're going to be spinning both ways and doing the same thing. So you're spinning, you're spinning, you're spinning. And as that does, it speeds it up, right? And so when it speeds up and it sort of hits the, say, the root chakra, it has to go somewhere, positive and negative, right? Polarity, and it goes back up. And as it goes back up, it's doing the opposite. And so it then creates this double DNA strand, okay? So I started at the top down, and then I did another one from the root chakra up, a separate sine wave. And then that came up and did that. And what that did was then that created a double helix there. And so then these are moving in that one, the right hand spin, the yin spin, and it's just moving and it's flowing up and down. Okay. And those are working on our DNA as well. That's part of what the DNA technique is. And we'll use, we'll see more of that and Don will come in on a couple of those ones, at least I hope. I can do it, but sometimes it's more confusing when he comes and sometimes it's more explanation, a deeper, more scientific explanation. So did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Now I did want to quickly, if you can give me another 5 minutes, I would like to do this. I want to tell the story about the energetic heart or energetic hands. So it's energetic hands, which we've done before and we've worked on the heart. But this was a Sunday in Port Vallarta 2 years ago. And Don, I don't know, there was, for some reason we weren't doing his rooftop. And I had a space where we had a gazebo in the build complex that I was in. And so we get there and sit around this round table. And we had a new person there, and it was the one where he talks about electricity and energy torsion. And he also does, there's a video where he talks about the energy from tattoos and how that affects us. And it was with this young woman, Rachel. And then he also then that day talked about energetic hands. And so the whole idea is the energy in our hands, and we can create energy in our hands. We've probably done something somewhere else. We've played with it, where you take your hands. If you don't, it's very simple. Just put your hands together. We've done it with the Roto-Rooter, right? Then you take your hands and you pull them apart, and you find that you can't. If you want to expand out to the universe and create that energy and go out, you can take it out all the way out there to the stars. Okay. But you can feel that at some point that can't talk today, that is there. It's like you don't just come back in. It doesn't collapse. That energy, that's energy. Okay. So he told us about this, and he said to work it on the heart and this and that. Well, I am racing to meet Toby at a grocery store that we met when we'd walk every morning. Then we'd walk to the Melicon and we'd meet Dawn. And then we'd all go our ways. Okay. And I felt I was running late. Probably wasn't running that late, but I felt it. So I'm walking really fast. And then all of a sudden I'm feeling short of breath. And so I just took my energetic hands and I put them around my heart. Right. And then he talks about, keeping it even, the polarities around it on my heart. So I did have to stop for a minute because I had done it enough that I didn't need to do that. So I'm just giving some love and attention to my heart. And as I'm doing this, I'm asking it for just to do the best that it can. We don't need to rush. We just keep going and do the best that we can. And I'm walking now at this point. Okay. And I'm just still doing the energy around my heart, clearing, blowing out as well. And so I meet Toby, and he's been waiting maybe a minute and a half or two, or 2 minutes max. And then we continue to walk. No more shortness of breath, nothing. Like it went away. And I'm walking. We actually have my best time to get to the top of the bridge and meet Dawn. And I'm like, what the hell was that? Right? But it was just taking and paying attention and putting awareness with intention and love that my heart didn't have, my brain was running rampant and saying, you've got to hurry, you got to get there. But I didn't, because I just took that energy and gave that energy to my heart and just had the intention of just doing the best. We just need to walk. And my breath calmed down and I walked. Next thing you know, I'm actually going faster. At first wasn't even aware of it, right? I didn't have to go from 0 to 60 in 30 seconds. Because I think that's why I had gotten short of breath, I was panicking, right? In a way. So remember this is a great one to do. Just give yourself some love. Give your heart some love. You can give it with the key. You can do all kinds of things. It's a good one to do at night before you go to sleep. Give yourself some love and be gentle and be in awareness. So I hope that helps a little bit for tonight. And so next week we'll have the review session and practice on, if you can send me a note, that's fine. You don't have to, but if you can. And any of you that can make the Wednesday night 6 o'clock key, that's always interesting. I'm finding there's interesting things that come up. And other than that, I'm here anytime, right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm going to close off. Christy, I'm going to close it off, then I'll give a brief chat and I'll just send you something as well. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Rosemary. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
And thank you,
Thank you,
Phyllis.
everyone.
Okay,
Good night, everyone.
good night.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Where the heck am I? Where is it? Stop.
What did you say you were gonna send me?
I'm gonna just tell you in a second. Let me stop the recording.